Welcome to the new stuff training for recovery plan network mapping enhancements as a part of the NCI 7.3 release. Prior to NCI 7.3, customers would come to us and commonly ask about the ability for us to support unequal subnet lengths or the ability to map multiple networks into a single network for DR workflows. And then also the ability to do static IP mapping within IPAM-enabled subnets. So happy to report that with the NCI 7.3 release, we now support all three of these use cases. And this just allows customers to maintain, essentially their current network architecture without and being able to use Nutanix DR without having to change anything from a networking perspective. So as far as how do we do unequal subnet mapping in the UI now? So essentially on the left-hand side, you can see that we are failing over from smaller /24 networks, and we are putting in larger /20 networks on the recovery side. So essentially we're able to take a smaller subnet here and fail over into a larger subnet. So building off the previous slide that was unequal subnet mapping, you can see here that we have /24 networks in the local AZ. So at the top, we have subnet A and B, and then below that, we have subnet C and D on the source. So those are all /24 networks. The production networks here of subnet A and subnet C are going to map to subnet AR in the recovery site, and that recovery network is a /20. So this is the primary use case for when doing unequal subnet mapping, is really that most customers want to use the many-to-one subnet mapping feature to take multiple smaller subnets and fail over into a larger subnet. We've also included the ability to do custom VM IP mapping within IPAM-enabled subnets. So as you can see in this screenshot, we have our IPAM ranges listed inside of the recovery plan, and then we have the toggle button enabled for static VM IP mapping. And then you can see below that we have a listing of 5 virtual machines that are being statically assigned IPs for their various networks within those IPAM ranges. We also support various combinations. So you can do IPAM-enabled ranges and without static IP mapping using the standard offset, or we can do static IP mapping outside of IPAM ranges like we've been able to do previously. So as far as prerequisites go, minimum required versions is going to be PC 7.3 in a single PC environment. If there's 2 PCs, both PCs will have to be upgraded to 7.3. As far as licensing goes, there's no changes to licensing, but if a customer is using the static IP mapping, that feature already requires NCI Pro plus Advanced Replication or NCI Ultimate. So having the ability to enable or disable just assumes that that level of licensing is already there. But the unequal subnet length mapping and then also many-to-one does not require any changes to licensing. So they will work with NCI Pro. Hypervisors will be AHV and ESXi. This will work on any platform. There is no sizer support for this. And the availability is will be shipping when GA for 7.3 occurs. As far as things to know or caveats, the only one is essentially that all PCs are upgraded to 7.3 or later to take advantage of these features. Thank you for watching this training on recovery plan network mapping enhancements in NCI 7.3.